Hi everyone, welcome to the winter Christmas volume craft along. I'm Judy Gill. I'm a creative memory advisor and I am so glad that you've joined me today. I hope you have a good time. This is what we're going to do. Let me get this together here. Okay, so this is what we're going to make, and except we're going to do it with different papers. But this is the basics of what we're going to do. These are what we're going to use. This came in your kit. There's 2 sheets of avocado cardstock. There is an open house designer paper pack. This paper pack has 2 of the green, and the plaid is on the bottom, on the back. We're not going to use that today. Why there's another one of those, I'm not sure. This one, there's 2 sheets of this paper in there. That's what I used for the sample that I just showed you. I'm not going to do those today, but if you want to use these, you certainly can. I've done that other one in about 4 different times, and I'm getting tired of it, so I'm going to use a different paper this time. I'm going to use these 2 sheets right here, the plaid and the stars. That's the paper that I'm going to be using. If you want to use that paper, you certainly can. If you want to use what I did in the sample, you certainly can do that as well. So I'm going to be using these 2 sheets, this plaid, and it's plaid on the back, and it's the, I'm not sure what they are. The other things we're going to be using, the tools we're going to be using are the jumbo wavy square frame. This is the wavy square. This was a pattern that was out several years ago, and they brought it back just for a very short time. And this is a brand new pattern that really works well with the older pattern. This is a square frame, and I'm going to show you some different things we're going to do with that. The other tool we're going to use is the cutting system. We're going to use the ovals. We're just going to use this one oval. That's the second largest oval. We're also going to use the repositionable tape. I'm going to use the multi-purpose tool, and of course a pair of scissors, and a lifter stick. I'm going to show you what that is for and how you can get it. Then the other thing that was in your kit was the embellishments. And there's a whole bunch of embellishments in that kit. We're only going to use a very few of them. We're going to use this one, this oval holiday cheer, the season's greetings. We're going to use these 2 big poinsettias. We're going to use the 2 red poinsettias and the 2 small poinsettias. So we're just going to stick those up here for now. And I'm going to show you what the lifter sticker's for, because I can lift these up and put those where I need them to be very easily. My fingers don't work as well as they used to. Oh, I'm also going to use the 12-inch trimmer. And I think that's all the tools I'm going to use today. Oh, and in your kit, you also got a piece of, just a small piece of the ruled journal paper. So we'll be able to use that. So we're going to start with the jumbo. Let me move this up a little bit. I think it might work a little bit better. We're going to use the jumbo wavy square pattern. And I'm going to show you some things that may help you with that. Because some of you may have tried trouble. But I'm going to use the back of this paper because I think it'll be easier to see than using the plaid. So I'm going to center that on my 13-inch mat, and I'm going to move that over a little bit. I think you might be able to see it better. And then I'm going to use, this is the wavy square pattern. Now, some of you may have used these patterns before, and you may have a little bit of trouble with these, getting a good cut or keeping them straight, whatever, because you have to go like this and hold on to it. So I've learned a couple things in the last few weeks about these patterns, and a way that you can, that I think will make it easier for you. So you can take the paper if you want to. You can put a little bit of a repositionable tape and put just a couple dots, you know, in a couple corners to keep your paper on the mat so it doesn't move. I don't usually have trouble with that, so I don't usually do that. But what I have found that I really like is painter's tape. So you can put just a little bit of painter's tape, and put just a little bit in a couple different corners. And I've used this painter's tape over and over and over again, and it works great. So I'm going to take I just put it in a couple corners. You don't have to put it all over. And then put the template, the pattern, in the middle of the paper. So you want to center that. Okay, then you're going to tape it. And then I'm going to use the blue blade. Now, when I get finished with the blue blade, I do not want to move the pattern. I want to leave the pattern there for what we're going to do, okay? So be sure and leave the pattern there. I'm going to put the feet in the track. So both of those feet fit in the track. Most of you already know that, but some of you might be new to the cutting system. And then you're going to go around and just follow the pattern around. Now, it depends on what your comfort level is. You might have trouble going sideways like this with this pattern. And if you do, then turn it. Because now my pattern is stuck on here. It's not going anywhere. And I can move it. So now I can just go around. And this is where I have trouble. When I go around this corner is where I usually miss and don't cut all the way through. So I'm going to turn the whole mat around with my whole paper, and I'm just going to turn that around. And when I get up here, I'm just going to turn it around again. Okay. Now I'm going to lift this up to make sure that I got it cut all the way through, because if I didn't get it cut all the way through in some little spot, I can pick it up and move it. Okay, now that piece is cut. I'm going to put that up there at the top. And now I'm going to take my red blade. I'm going to do the very same thing. I'm going to put these little pegs in the track, and I'm going to cut around again. What I'm doing is making a little frame. So I'm going to go all the way around again. Now I know that I missed this spot right here, so I'm going to go back and get that spot right there. And if you go back, you can go back and forth with the blades. And actually, if you think about it sometimes, go backwards with it. Go the opposite direction of what you usually cut with, and your blades will last longer because you're using both sides of the blade instead of just one side. And again, I missed that little spot right there, so I'm going to go back and get it. Okay. And I'm going to rotate my mat. So just, you know how you cut, you know what you're comfortable with, so just move the mat to your comfort level. If you want to move it every time you go down this way, then do that. Okay? Now I'm going to make sure it's loose all the way around. Because if I haven't moved it and it's not loose, I can go back and pick up those spots I missed. There's a spot right there I missed, so I'm going to put my feet back in there. Just make sure that both feet are in the track, because if both feet are not in there, then whatever you're cutting will be ruined, because you're just cutting with one blade. Okay? So that gives me this frame. So now I'm going to put that up there. And I'm going to now, we want to use the other frame, so now we're going to take this up. Now I want to try, if I can, I want to keep the paper right where it's at. So I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to undo the paper from the tape from the paper, whatever. But I do want to keep that paper there if I can. And then I'm going to take the tape off and put it on the other pattern. Of course, you certainly could use another piece of tape and have tape on both patterns. I'm going to put one in opposite corners. It doesn't really matter a whole lot, but okay, then I'm going to center this on my paper. And that looks pretty good. Then I'm going to take the blue blade, And I'm going to cut again. So I'm putting, this time I'm using the inside. With this pattern, I'm going to use the inside because there's nothing out here to cut because I've already done it. So I'm going to put the feet in the track and go around. With the inside track, for some reason, I don't have as much trouble missing it as I do on the outside. But you can, you know, depending on your cutting style and what works for you will depend on how you move your mat. Okay, and again, I do not want to cut. I do not want to move this. Now, I have trouble getting my fingers in there to lift that up, so this lifter stick just really works. And there's a spot right here that I didn't get, so I'm going to go back and get it. And this lifter stick was something that came out as a special promo last spring. And they brought it back with another promo a month or so ago, a couple months ago. They've sold out of them, but they are bringing it back in next year in January sometime. So I do have some of these left, but if you can't find any anywhere else, you'll be able to get them later. Then I'm going to use the green blade this time. Now, if I use the red blade, I would get another piece that's this wide. But because I'm going to use the green blade, I'm going to get a real skinny frame. But I kind of like the looks of the skinny frame. So I'm going to use the green blade and make a skinny frame. And let's turn this around. And when I get all done, I will check it again to make sure it's loose. Okay. And there's just a little spot right there that I gotta go back and get. There we go. And that gives me that. And we are done with that piece. So now we can take that off. And we are done cutting with our frames. And I'm going to take the tape off of that and put it back on the other little guy. Okay, so now we have cut lots of frames. We've cut this one. That was the first one we cut. Then the second one we cut was this one. Then we cut our big frame, our wide one. Then we cut our little teeny tiny one. And then we have the square from the middle. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pieces that we've cut using that one piece of paper in those two mats. All right, so now we're going to use the other piece of paper, and we're going to use our trimmer. So we're going to put this at 4 inches, and we're going to cut 2 strips at 4 inches. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, 3 of those pieces we're going to stack together, and we're going to cut it 6 inches. To do that, we're going to move the arm out. The arm comes out to 16 inches. Underneath the arm is a little peg thing. I don't know what you call it. And you lift that up and stand it up. That will make your trimmer, the arm, level with the trimmer, so you'll get a much better cut. So we're going to stack all those 3 together, and we're going to put them at 6 inches and cut them at 6 inches. Okay, that will give me 4, 5 mats, and then this piece, one of these, I'm going to cut at 3 inches. that will give me 2 3x4 pieces. Okay, so we have 2 3x4s, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4x6s. And then we're finished with our trimmer. All right. With these, with this one, we're going to take this one and use the oval pattern, the second largest oval pattern, and we're going to center that in the center of this paper. We're going to use the inside, and we're going to cut with the red blade. So that's inside red blade, the second smallest oval, and we're going to cut around that. And I'm going to use a lifter stick to lift that to make sure it's out. And I'm going to do that with both of the 3x4s. And we're going to do it again. Now, if you are making this in the sample with the paper that I used for the sample, then you will be using this paper, this stripe with the red on the back, and you'll be doing all these same cuts that I'm doing with this cut. Okay, so those we're going to use for mats in a minute. This one we're going to use, this one I think I got centered better. This one I got centered better than this one, so this one is the one I'm going to use for my journal mat. So you have in your pack a journal box that has been cut to 2.5 by 3.5. And what you're going to do is put this on top of this. And I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to do the gray with the sparkles or whether I'm going to do this. It just depends on which page I use it on. So I'm going to wait to attach that. The same thing with these two guys. So I'm going to set those aside right now, and we're done with that cutting system piece. And now we're going to put the things together. So we're going to start putting this piece together. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put that piece over there and maybe lift this up a little bit. Would that help? I don't know. It worked good the first time I did this video. The second time it's not working so well. So now we're going to put the green paper, and we're going to start putting this piece right here, this ring right here, we're going to put in the center of this paper. Now it's up to you whether you put it this way and then we're going to fold this up, or whether you use it this way and fold it up this way. I'm going to use it this way. So I'm going to take my frame. Now when you're taping this, you do not want to tape these corners. So these corners right here, you don't want to tape those. Okay, so you want to tape, because we're going to do something else with those in a minute. So you want to tape to the edges. Okay, and then we're going to turn that up. And you're going to center this on the page. And if you are an OCD person and you like things just perfectly spaced, then you can get out your measuring rulers and whatever and make sure that it's perfect. But I'm not that person, so I just kind of eyeball it and hope for the best. Okay? And then any repositionable tape that I've got that isn't where it's supposed to be, I can just wipe that off. Now I'm going to take the little card from the embellishment kit. I'm going to take this little card and I'm going to use it. You could use a ruler. Our zero centering ruler would work really well, except that it's a little bit thicker. And so when you fold this up, you're not getting quite as tight a fold. So I just use this. And what I'm going to do is put the ends of this, of the card, of both cards, on the 3-inch mark. It'll be either 3, 9, or 6 on your mat, but it's 3 inches over. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to fold it. Okay. Then I put this over here because now I want to tape this side of it. And then I'm going to fold it and tape it down. Cool. Then I'll do my next one. This one's going to be 3 inches. Just depends on how you have your mat positioned, whether it's 3 inches, 9 inches, or 6 inches. I'm going to fold that, put this over here, and put my tape on it, and then fold it down and tape it. I think this is the coolest thing. I don't even remember who I got this idea from, but now I've moved my paper, so I want to center that back so I have my 3-inch marks again. And then we'll have that marked. And tape it again. And fold and tape. And then do the last one. So with this one, we're at 3 inches. So I will fold and tape. And that will be folded and taped. And now I have repositionable tape all over my little card. I'm going to wipe that off so it doesn't stick to everything. If you have a piece of, if you have the mat, the silicone mat, that there was a special with that too, a promo. If you have that, that works great. If you don't, sticker mats, the back of the foam squares, all kinds of things will work. Parchment paper, wax paper. Okay, so I've got that part done, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the mats. So I have 2 mats here, and you can use whichever side of the mat you want. You can use this side, you can use this side, whichever makes you happy. And oh, we're not ready for mats yet. We need another square. So we're going to use this square right here. So you can use, again, you can use it diagonally, which is what I've done here. You could use it straight if you want to. You can use the back side of this, whichever, paper you like best. I'm going to use the plaid. And obviously on here I use the red. And I'm just going to center that. So I'm putting my 6-inch point, I'm putting my points at the 6-inch mark in each corner. So there I have that. And now I can do my mats. Now I'm going to do my mats with the white side up. And then I did one here and did one here. The embellishments, I did this one and use the Happy Holidays. Put the tape on there. You can use foam squares if you like and pop them up. We got little foam squares, we've got big foam squares. You might have some pop-up dots or something from somebody else, I don't know, that you can use. So I'm going to put that on top of, and I could use this side, I could use this side, whichever side makes you happy. And then just put that on there, and you've got that done. And then we can use our 3 embellishments. You can use the big one, a little white one, and a little red one. And of course you have all kinds of embellishments in your little package. If you want to embellish something differently, of course you can do that. So I'm going to put an embellishment. Oops, I got that one stuck to the table. And another one here, and my red one here. And you can pop those up with foam squares as well. So this is the one we did today with these 2 papers. This is the one I did in the sample with the other 2 papers. So you can use whichever paper you want. And we will go on to the next one. And the next one is this one. And again, we're going to use, we've started with different paper, so we're going to do this. Now, with this guy, you want to center your paper, and then we're going to start with this piece right here. First off, we need to decide how we want our paper to be. Do we want this to be this way, and this to be here, and this to be this way? Or do we want our frame to be this way, and this guy to be this way, and this to be here? So I think I'm going to do the frame upside down this way. So we'll wait to do the frame, and then this piece I will do this way, and then this piece will go in here. So what I'm going to do first is take this piece, and I'm going to do that way. So I'm going to put the tape on this side, and I'm going to put tape all the way around it. Uh-oh, my repositionable tape just died. And I thought about putting a new one in before I started, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to change these tapes out with our new tape runner, which isn't new anymore, but you just pop that in, put the lid on, and that's how easy it is to change the tape runners. Isn't that nifty? I love our tape runners. Okay, now I've got my paper centered on the mat, and I'm going to turn this up and have this, I want to center this. So I'm putting my points on my 6s. This point's going to be on the 6, and then I'm going to put it down. And the repositionable tape, I can adjust it however I need it to be if I didn't get it just perfect. Okay, let's tape all that down, and I've got repositionable tape all over the place here. I'm just going to wipe it off. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, now this other piece we're going to take, we can put this on just as it is and have that be just like that. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to leave some space, so I'm going to fold this in half, folding my corners. Then I'm going to open it up and fold it the opposite way diagonally and fold those corners down. Okay. And then take my scissors, and I'm going to trim those all those pieces right at the corners where I folded. You could do this with a trimmer, but these don't have to be exact, you know, perfectly straight or anything, so we're just cutting them apart. And then we are going to tape the white side, and we're going to put these on. We want to position this just so that there's a little bit of space between the white and between the two pieces. So I'm going to put that up here. So there's just maybe a 1/4 of an inch between the two strips. So there's a little bit of green here. With this one, you can see the spacing a little bit better on this page than you can on this one that we're doing. And I'm just going to put that in here, leaving about a 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to tape this piece, and I'm going to tape this piece, and then put them down, and put them down. And this piece I did not get very straight for some reason. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, there we go. Well, there we went. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this upside down, and I'm going to put a little bit more tape right there because it keeps coming off. Then I'm going to turn these upside down. I'm going to trim these with my scissors. Just clip those off. And those are all clipped, and that's how that goes. Then we will take this frame, and we're going to use the white side, so we're going to put the tape on the back side back here. And we're going to put, and again, repositionable tape is your friend for this kind of stuff because you may need to move it to reposition the tape or the pattern. Okay, everything's taped, and so now we are going to tape it down. So I usually start with one corner and work on the edge. Get that edge done. Now, you may have heard about the variance in paper. There is an accepted variance with cardstock and with 12-inch paper. So my cardstock is a little bit wider, a little bit longer than 12 inches. So it's gonna be a little bit wider on one side. So I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a little bit more of the green on this side. So I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. I'm going to put that on the cutting edge and then cut it and just cut that little piece off. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay. And now we're going to put our journal box together. Let's see. We have our paper here. This is our mat. We could use our mats with this color, or we could use this. So, you know, take your pick, whichever you like best. You can do your mats. I'm going to do my mats with the white side up, I think. And I usually tape all my pieces first and then put them on because it's faster. Okay. And you could put this one on. Actually, I didn't use it on this one, but you could if you wanted to. I'm not going to use it. I am going to use this on the, you could do that, but I'm going to do it on the white. So I'm going to put my tape right on the corners of this and then put my journal box over top of it. Okay. And then I'm going to put my journal box right there. And obviously you can put your journal box however you want to. And then this guy, you could either put him like this, or you could put him like this. I think I'm going to put him, I mean, you could do like this or like this. I think I'm going to do it this way. And again, you can use pop-up squares if you want to, or the foam squares. And then he's going to go right up there in that little corner. In fact, I think I do want pop-up squares because he so I'm going to use my foam squares. So just put a foam square here, take the foam backing off the foam square, and stick it on. That pops it up a little bit and it kind of separates it from this. Okay, then we're going to do our embellishments. And I'm going to pop up the red one too. So a couple of squares here. And there we go. And wipe off any extra. So that's what we have. Let me see what time we got. Okay, so this is our pattern. Let's see, this is what you can do. This is what I originally did. And this is what I did this time around. So, and they both are beautiful. I'm not sure which one I like better. So just depends on which papers you use, what you end up with. Okay, so the jumbo patterns, I have them in a bundle. Creative Memories came out when they brought out the new pattern, this new one. They also brought out the original pattern that we had, the wavy jumbo wavy frame, and they brought those out together and they put them together. It was $32, and they also included an embellishment pack and a little box for your blades. Now the blades will fit in there. You have to close them up, and two go this way and one goes the other way. So you can get all the blades in there. I still have some of those available. You can get the patterns on the website, but you can't get the special because they don't have the box and the embellishments anymore for them, but I still do have some of those. I also have, if you don't have the mat and the blades yet, you're just new to the whole cutting system thing, I have the whole thing and it's $71. It includes the mat, the 3 blades, and both jumbo patterns, and then you get the special as well. You get the embellishments and the blades. So you can take advantage of that as well if you'd like to. And of course, the pickup or the lifter stick that I talked about, I still have those available too. Those are $10, I think. And of course, I have the ovals, and we have the gemstones, the gemstone patterns, and we have circles, and we have the square and hexagons. So those patterns are all $15 a piece, $16 a piece, 16. And if you would like any of those, I do have those available. So you can email me at judyagill6@gmail.com. You can go to my website, www.creativememories.com/user/Judy A. Gill, and see all the new stuff. We've got some great new winter things that have just come out, and always a pop-up special of some kind. You can visit my Facebook group. It's Judy's VIP Creative Memories Customers. That's a private group. That is only by special invitation. So, or not special invitation, but you can request to join that, and then I can put you in it. So just, if you do that, send me an email and let me know that you've done it so that I know you're not a spammer. And the other Facebook group I have is Judy's Discontinued Creative Memories Products. That one is a public group, and that one I post discontinued products that I have. Things like the lifter stick that's no longer available on the website. I have different cutting system patterns. I have lots of paper albums, all kinds of stuff that's on there. And if you don't see something that you want on there, let me know, because I may have it and I just haven't posted it yet. So, okay, and so if you want any of the specials, I do take PayPal, or I take checks, or I do take charge, but I'd rather have PayPal. And you can email me with any of that information. Also on the volume group, up at the top, it says media, it's got different things. But if you click on media, you can click on albums. And I have a lot of albums that I posted there that have a lot of discontinued and some of the new stuff. And you can go shopping on the volume page as well. So, you know, do that. So I hope you had a good time. I still have 5 minutes left. I don't know. I never have 5 minutes left. I always... So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you get with me. Please join my Facebook group. I'd love to have you there. And I post all the new products when they come out. We have specials, you know, periodically. There's one going on right now, but I think you'll be too late for it. But there's some bundles that we have. There's 3 bundles that you can get with a $200 purchase. One of them is a gnome punch and a gnome bag and some paper. The other one is, let's see, candles. It has some candles, and it has a new recipe template and some paper and embellishments and a cute little bag. And then there is a city something. It's a really nice punch. We had it before, but it was so popular they did bring it back this time for another special. So there's that punch and a bag and some paper embellishments that go with that as well. So that special will be gone on the website, but I'm sure I will have some left. If you decide you want any of those, let me know. I can, actually in another couple of weeks or so, I'll probably post it on my discontinued group, but you can contact me in the meantime, and I can give you that information via email or whatever. So I am so glad you've visited with me today. I hope everything went well, and if you have any suggestions for something you'd like to see me teach in the future, let me know. I would love to do that for you. I'm always trying to figure out, what can I teach next time? What do they want to know? So just let me know, and I would love to share that with you. On my VIP group, I do share some ideas periodically as well. And I can do some Zoom classes if there's something you want me to do, you know, and teach on that. I can do that as well. So, and if you'd like to be an advisor, we have a great special right now. You get a free album. You pay $49 for the kit. You get a free album. You get a $50 product certificate that you can use on your first order, and you don't ever have to order again if you don't want to. But if you do, you start making 10% right away. And at level 2, which is $551, I think it is, you start making 25%. And if you get to level 2 within 60 days of signing up, you get a $100 product certificate to use on anything you want to. It is an awesome deal. So if you want more information, just let me know. I'd love to help you get on my team and share with you. So thanks again for watching and for participating, and for all your good comments throughout the years. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.